Cam Smith with East Work Production, reporting from Ambassador Park in Victoria, BC. Thank you for tuning in. It's the semifinals of the Major Little League Provincials, and we've got a good one here, folks. We have Whalley. Yeah, they are on fire, I'll tell you. Their bats have really come alive, and so has this Lynn Valley team. This should be a great matchup to see who can end up in tomorrow's final. And, looking forward to this all week. These two teams deserve to be here. Let's get it going. Lynn Valley and Whalley coming to you from Ambassador Park. Play ball.
Lynn Valley's ace Payne would get the nod today, and he would face Cableton, and he would walk him. And next up to bat is the pitcher, Bo Billis, with a runner on first, and he is going to fly this. This is a rocket shot up in the air. Ashcroft with a nice catch there. That's a beauty, son. And then Wegowitz would walk, and then with two strikes on Popovich, Payne could have delivered, and that's for a strikeout. But here comes Cableton to play at the plate. Cableton is out. But they got to finish off. There's a drop ball on this play, and they got to finish off the strikeout. Whoa, I'll tell you, that's a big doozy right there. And on the mound for Whalley is flamethrower Bo Billis, and he is facing Pele. Two strikes on him, and that's for a strikeout. And the next batter for Lynn Valley is Carlson, runner on first. And that is Bo Billis. Bo Billis with the delivery, and Carlson's going to rip it right over to Cableton. Cableton over to first. That's for the second out of the inning. And then Bo Billis would strike out Hasler, retire to side. We're heading to the top of the third inning. And Payne with two strikes on Hernstead and a swing and a miss. That's a beauty pitch. And then Suvile would walk, putting a run at first. And that'll bring up Dawsey with a 1-2 count. And Payne with the pitch. Oh, and caught looking is Dawsey. That's a great pitch by Payne. And then Persoso up to bat. He's got a 1-2 count on him. And Payne with the high heater. And that will strike him out. And Payne would strike out the side. And the bottom of the third. And two strikes on Stanford. And Bo Billis, he's going to rear back. That's a beauty pitch right down the pipe for the strikeout. That's the first out of the inning. And then Robbie Stanford is up, and he's going to rip this ball. And it's going deep, but here's Popovich right under it. That's for the second out of the inning. And then on a 1-2 count, Patterson at the plate. And Bo Billis with a nasty pitch. That'll retire the side, folks. Head to the top of the fourth. And top of the fourth, that is Payne facing Cabelfin. And he is going to drive this ball right up the middle. This young man, he finds a way to get on base any way he can. And then next up to bat for Whalley, that is Bo Billis. And here comes Payne. Payne with a runner at first. And Payne with the delivery. And that is Bo Billis. It's a pitcher right there, and he is hit right in the back. But young man's a tough one. He's okay. And then Wegowitz, he is up next for Whalley. Here's runners at first and second. And this young man, he can pound the ball. Payne with the delivery. High, and look out, it's going deep. But there is Ashcroft. He tracks it down. Cabelfin over to third. And on the tag, and Bo Billis over to second. And Whalley with runners in scoring position. Top of the fourth. And then Payne would walk Popovich, loading the bases. And here comes Anderson. And Payne with an 0-2 count would throw a beauty of a pitch. That is a timely, nice pitch by Payne. And that's for the second out of the inning. And then Kluth would step up to the bat. And the bases are juiced. And Payne in a full count. And low and away, swing and a miss, and Payne is jacked up, and so is Carlson, loving this. What a clinic these two pitchers are putting on today, folks. And lead things off, the bottom of the fourth is Ashcroft, and Bo Billis. He's got two strikes on Ashcroft, and he's going to throw a nasty curveball, and that will freeze him, and that is for the first out of the inning. And then on an 0-2 count to Owen. Oh, that's another strikeout right there for Bo Billis. I'll tell you what, this young man has good command today. And then Chan steps up to play Bo Billis. There's two outs, and Bo Billis with two strikes on him just blows one by Chan. Bo Billis on fire, striking out the side. And we head to the bottom of the fifth, two outs. Runner at second, and that's Payne. And Bo Billis will strike him out. And, oh, man, this young man is on fire. He's got a no-hitter going through 5. Top of the 6th, first 2 runners would reach base, and that's Cabelfin with a bunt, but what a catch! That's Parker Stanford just doing some acrobatics for the first out of the inning with two runners on. Payne went past his pitch count, and he only gave up 2 hits, 8 strikeouts he had. Now Pelly in, facing Wegwitz, and he would strike him out. And Popovich next up for Whalley. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs. And Pelly with the delivery. Oh, and he gets past the catcher. And it's going all the way to the backstop. And the throw right to Pelly. Oh, and the runner is called out at home. And this Lynn Valley crowd just going nuts. That retires the side. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th.
And then Salter leading things off for Lynn Valley. And with 2 strikes on him. That is Bo Billis, and Bo Billis just doing a great job. He's been ahead of the count all day. And then Nakamura, he is going to drive this ball. That's right over to Young. Oh, he bobbles with a bit, and he recovers nicely, and that is for the out. Second out of the inning. And then that is Parker Stanford up to the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs. And this is the final inning, and Bo Billis just throws up beauty. And that ends the inning. What a pressure cooker of a game with a chance to go to the finals on the line. Top of the 7th, and a walk and a hit by pitch by Pelly will put runners at first and second. And that is going to bring up Cluth. And Cluth with a beauty of a bunt lays it down. And that is so nice. That will load up the bases. And the 0-0 tie with the bases loaded in extra innings brings up Kristanovich, and Pelly with the delivery. Kristanovich turns on this. He's going to pop this up, and this is looking like danger. Gets in between everybody. That will score the first run of the game. And Stadler and Waldorf and the crew are just having a great old time. That's a beauty right there. And the bases are still loaded for Young, and Young just drives one in there, and just going to score 2 runs. And we got runners on the corner, still nobody out. 3-0 now with runners at the corners. And that brings up Hernstead and Pelly with runners at the corners. And Hernstead's going to drive this ball. Oh, he just won't knocks it down and try to get over to first. And he is in time, but a runner will score 4-0 now, 1 out. Suvila next up to bat for Whalley, runner at second, 1 out, and Suvila, he rips this ball, and that's going to find its way out to the outfield. We got runners at the corners again, and Robbie Stanford in relief for Pele, and that is Dossie up to the plate with the runners at the corners, 2 out. And the delivery, and Dossie's going to rip this ball, and that is going to score another run. And that's going to put runners at first and second. And then Bersosa would walk, loading the bases. Then Cabelfin, he would walk, and that would bring in another run, making it 6-0. That brings up Bobillas with the bases loaded. And that is the delivery. And Bobillas just turns on this quick. That is going deep. That is way out of this ballpark. Grand slam home run for this young man who's been doing it all tournament long. And just pounded another one and broke this thing wide open to make it 10-0 in the 7th inning. What a crazy game, but that is a powerful smack by Bobillas. Whalley would put up 2 more. It is 12-0, and now we're in the bottom of the 7th, and there are 2 outs, and Bobillas struck out the first 2. That's his 16th strikeout, and Bobillas now facing Ashcroft. And Ashcroft swinging a miss, and they're going to have a drop, 3rd strike, and that's out at first, and that will be your ball game, 12-0 for Whalley. They're heading to the finals of the Provincials, and I'll tell you what, this young man had a game, 17 strikeouts, no hits. That's no hits and a grand slam. You got to love that, because it doesn't happen. You just witnessed it. That's just amazing. And I'll tell you what, these young men, this whole Whalley team played really good. You got to give it up for Lynn Valley. That team is good, played well, and they battled all the way through. Like, that was such a close game. Their pitching was fantastic. 12 runs was the difference in extra innings for Whalley, and it was just a great game. They're going to move on. They're going to play Little Mountain on Sunday at 12 o'clock, which will be a really good one for a chance to stamp their ticket all the way to the Canadians. You got to love it. This has been a great game. Let's catch up with a couple of key players in the game.
It felt really good. I just tried to get my timely hits, followed the 2 rules, aggressive, and I just poked away.
Nice. Everybody struggled against that pitcher, right? And it was tough, but you kind of took control, and it's a good to set. He's too smart by now.
No! It's close!
Take it like a man.
We got lucky.
Okay, let's go back.
Jesus.
Back to business, guys.
Little kids.
Yeah, right? So the big part, that pitcher was awesome. But you pitched fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, to have a complete game, shutout with a no-hitter, and I don't want to say, but one walk.
Yeah.
But just tell me about that. You had great command of your pitches today.
Yeah. So I knew this was a big game. They're gonna throw their top gun, and we knew it was gonna be a good pitching battle. So my mindset, I just thought I was the best. And then it showed on the field. And yeah.
And for you, like, how was it in the dugout? Because it was tense there. You go into extra innings and nothing's happening. And tell me about that.
Everybody was stressed. This guy was carrying us through the game until they pulled Grayson, and everybody was ready to rock and get some runs up.
Awesome. Let's head to the seventh inning. You pitch a complete game no-hitter, and then you jack a grand slam. Tell me about that.
So when I came up to bat, it was like a 6-0 lead. So I just tried to put my A swing on, put some damage, put the ball on to damage. Sorry, my English is bad, but it happened. And hit one out.
Yeah, you did for sure. And how was that? Where were you at the time? Were you in the dugout at the time?
Yeah, we were in the dugout.
How was that when he hit the ball?
Oh, it was awesome. Everybody was like, yes, let's go. And then, yeah.
And lastly, you guys are heading to the finals of Provincials. There's nothing like that. There's tough teams that, whoever comes out of that next game, it's tough no matter what. Tell me about that, thinking like I know it's a quick switch, but tell me about, thinking about tomorrow being in that finals, because that's what you dream of, right?
Yeah, so they're both good teams. The next team that are playing next, so we got to come with our A game as a team. We need all 12 of us to come out with a W.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing he said.
And Little Mountain, they defeated Hastings 6-0. So that's going to be your provincial final, and that's going to be Whalley and Little Mountain. That's going to be a fantastic game. Both those teams are great, and both are deservedly so in the final. Let's get out in the community. Let's support this event. My name is Cam Smith with Youth Sports Production. Thank you for tuning in.